yesterday. It got down to like 20 degrees. But it's as you, if, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's snowing right now. The snow is way worse. But it's not too bad right now. I've got so many videos of this hunt, of deer, of so much stuff that I was kind of just at the point where I'm like, it's gonna take me an eternity to edit all the video. So I'm just going to do a live. That's a big, well, not a big, but it's a pond in front of me there. And for everybody who's not aware, which I don't think any of you are, but the deer have been coming from over here. There's a holler right here, and they've been walking all the way over here up this ridge to the cornfields that are over in this direction. There's a big field over here. I'm hoping that something will come out, something that I'm able to harvest. I am, at the moment, I know of only 2 bucks that are in this area. So, I tell you what, there's natural gas pumps all behind me here, all over here. And I tell you, they smell so bad. It's like a mix between um, like cat piss and rotten eggs. That's like the best way I can describe it. Oh wow, 6 people in the chat. What's up? But yeah, there's natural gas pumps everywhere behind me. And they smell horrible. This is currently it is 28 degrees outside. I am very warm, very snug. What's up, Sparky? It's not too bad, my friend. It's not too bad. Yeah, there is no wind blowing whatsoever. It is very still and very quiet. What's up, All Sport Productions? Yeah, there's no wind. And if there is, it's coming. It's blowing on my face right now. It's coming over the ridge right here. I'll show you real quick. If I can get it to turn around. I'm going to have to take my clothes off. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was crazy this morning. Sports, all sports. It was crazy this morning. I was gonna go out, but it was seriously like I couldn't see 10 inches in front of my face, and I was like, well, there's no point in going out when I can't see. But so all the deer they've basically been coming from over here in this holler, and there's a cut right there, and they walk all the way about midway up this ridge, and they've been walking all the way to the cornfields and the fields that are over in this area. So, yeah, it's been crazy. I've seen deer every day that I've been here. I've seen deer, just nothing that I've been able to harvest. Cause I'm an out-of-state Pennsylvania hunter. I'm only allowed to harvest. I'm only allowed to harvest a buck. I'm shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor, Savage 6.5 Creedmoor with a first generation Buckmaster Nikon scope. Okay, that's not. Yeah, it is a good round. It's a very good round if you know how to use it properly. It's been insane because um, I am very used to using my ears to kind of like pinpoint where the deer are. And with it being, I mean, there's like a foot of snow on the ground. And I am not used to. I use a bow. Nice. You have my respect because I can't bow hunt worth a hoot. I suck at bow hunting, which is why I use firearms. But yeah, like it's been crazy because I can't, um, like I can't hear the deer at all. All the deer I've seen, it's been me witnessing the deer. Oh, well, I hope you get something, Jonathan. Hope the good Lord blesses you. But yeah, that's probably been the biggest adjustment for me has been utilizing my eyes and not my ears. Granted, I do, utilize my eyes obviously, but I basically get an idea where the deer are coming with my ears, and then I look and figure out where they are. It's been crazy, and that's probably been the most difficult thing for me. Is The most difficult thing was adjusting from hearing to just seeing, solely seeing, because all the deer I've seen so far, I didn't even know they were coming, and because the only reason I did is because I saw them. And I will say this: deer are very, very easy to spot in the snow. Because in my home state of Virginia, where I live, I've hunted in the snow probably a handful of times. But the funny thing is like normally the snow is gone by lunchtime. The snow has been here for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, or something. So my biggest is a 9-pointer. Um, I shot him last year. But yeah, I shot a 9-pointer last year. And it's crazy because like the snow is like it's kind of continuously snowing right now, and the snow falls off of the tree limbs, and it makes me. Oh, you never hunt? Okay. Oh, nice. Hey, that's a good job. Yeah, hunting in the snow is fun, I will say that. But it's different. And right now, I'm about 90% confident that we're in post rut here in northern Pennsylvania. So I do have my grunt call, but so far, no, nothing good has come of it. But to be fair, I've been very aggressive today with the grunt calling, so I'm hoping that maybe something will come from up there because I walked this property a few days ago, and it's a very large property, and I hunted it or I walked it all back through here, and um there are this road is like almost a mile long, and I walked all the way kids in here. Yes, I have hunted squirrels before, but not really my cup of tea, personally. Just they're just not really my thing. It's fun to do with with kids or with some friends, but never really seriously hunted them. But there is apparently um, my wife's grandfather. He's the one who owns the property, right? He says there is a big 14 pointer in here. We'll see if I see him, but from what I can tell, I'm very confident that the 14 pointer is he's kind of doing the night moving. He's not really coming out. If he's still alive, that is. He could have been gotten already, or he could have got hit by a car. Who knows? But there was a 8 pointer and a 14 pointer in here. I've seen the 8 pointer, but wasn't able to really do anything with that. It was kind of a shocker because I went hunting after church on last Sunday, and I just kind of sat and just was like, we'll sit and see what's what, trying to get a lay of the land, really. And he walked out and just like surprised me, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I got up and I sort of moved in position. Thank you, Sparky. But I got up and moved into position to see if I can get a shot at him, but I couldn't. So it is what it is. I mean, what do you do? I'll do another grunt call. Oh, nice job, Jonathan. That's awesome. Good for you. It's always good to have memories like that. So, on a separate note, um, this season was probably the most excited I've been in a long time because I got to take my best friend and his son hunting for the first time. Well, his son, I've taken my best friend before, but I got to take both of them hunting, and my best friend's son was able to actually get a deer, his first deer ever. So that was the most exciting thing. I was so happy for him, and me and my best friend Cody, we were just like, we were both jumping up and down. It was really something. We were really excited. So this has been an extremely exciting hunting season for me. I get so much joy out of taking people hunting, and then when they actually are able to harvest something. Yeah, just very, very excited for my buddy's son. So just to give you guys a little bit of an idea, I'm hunting on private property, my wife's grandfather's property, and it is currently it's like 28 degrees or something like that, and her grandfather owns about 90 acres. And the coolest thing, so I want to stand up. Hopefully, I don't bump nothing, but I doubt it. But this will be the time where I do bump something. But so basically, just so you guys are aware, there's this pond right here in front of me, right? Now, the interesting part about it is that so there's another pond here, right? And then on top of that, there's a swamp back here. And I don't know if you can see, but right here is one of the, right there, that's one of the natural gas pumps. But this basically, the roadbed is the only thing that is basically sitting higher than the swamp and the ponds because the roadbed is right here, right? And it goes all the way back to the end of the property. And the roadbed is basically like 10 foot higher than the swamp on the right, and the drainage basically is like a massive drainage ditch on the left, down through here to this small pond, and then there's a culvert right here that goes underneath here into this bigger pond. So that gives you guys an idea of what I'm working with, because this is pretty cool. This is the first time I've hunted in Pennsylvania, and the first time I've ever hunted in a swamp. I've never hunted in a swamp before, and it's legitimately a swamp. Like, it is crazy. Like, how, I mean, and that's one thing I will say that I didn't pack for. My boots are not, I haven't gotten my feet wet yet, thankfully, but like, my boots aren't tall enough. So when I step, sometimes I step in like 4 inches of water when I was walking the property. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. And you know, the interesting thing is, Sparky, um, I've only been here for a few days. Like I said, I started, the first day I was here was Sunday. The season opened up Saturday, but my wife and kids were here, and I wanted to spend time with them. I'd rather spend time with them than go out hunting in the cold. But the interesting thing about what I've learned about hunting, in this particular area, I can't say for all areas, but the deer do not like to stick around in the swampy areas. They're more susceptible to stay above on the ridge or walk the road bed. And I gotta be honest with you, when I first got here, I really was like, I mean, because to be fair, I've seen deer every day that I've been here. This is a haven, like, there are deer everywhere. So really blessed there. But I really thought to myself when I got here, I was just going to sit on a road bed and literally just have deer just walk right by me. And the rubs that I've seen throughout this road bed, I've seen them, like, no joke. Like, I'll show you guys real quick. I've seen them the rubbing has been on trees like this and on trees like that. Whatever's back here, he is a humongous deer. If he's still alive, that is. We'll see. I don't know. Oh man. One of the other interesting things about this property and where I'm at, there is like no sound whatsoever, because the only road, yeah, whitetail, yes. Thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate it, buddy. You have a blessed day and be safe, okay? Yeah. Well, like I told my wife, even if I don't get anything, I get to be out here, which is like a big bonus for me. So I'm not too upset by it. But yeah, there's whitetail, and they do have a elk season here in Pennsylvania. It's a lottery draw, but I don't think that, I don't think non-residents can do that. I think it's only residents. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not even gonna attempt to try that, because if I want to hunt something, if I have my mind to hunt something, I want to hunt it right then and there. I don't want to wait 10 years. Oh man. appreciate you guys being here with me today. Like I said, I have a ton of videos of this hunt, and I'll do like a compilation of it, later on when I get the opportunity. But it's just like there's just so much. There's so many videos, and it's just gonna be. I mean, it would be at this point. At this point, I would seriously have probably almost an hour and a half in footage. It's so much stuff. Some of it's relevant, some of it's just silly stuff. But I figured I'd do a live stream though. I thought it'd be fun. It's crazy because I think I'm about 90% sure it's snow, but like I can hear something up here on the ridge to my right. I can hear something over here, but part of me wants to think it's just snow. Yeah, it's very pretty here, very beautiful. And like I said, there's just one road, and it's behind me that way, about about half a mile. There's literally nothing but farmland on the other side of this ridge. And it does seem like this is more of an evening spot. But I mean, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time to hunt, so I'm making the most of every opportunity that I got. And on top of that, we had a blizzard this morning, so I got out later than I originally planned, and I got out later than I originally planned. So yeah, I'm not really sure how long I'm gonna do this live stream. I mean, I'd love to just do the whole live stream all day, but my battery will definitely most likely die before then. But this is a new phone, by the way. I got a new phone finally. So it might actually last a lot longer than I'm thinking. Yeah, so the best that I can get it, figure it out. Like I said, I've only been here for a few days, but the best that I can figure out, this is hard wood. There's not a whole lot of cover. And like I said before, the deer move on the ridge, so this is more of a say this is more of a highway for the deer, and they use it to move from bedding area, which I would. So there is less rough country back in there on my when I look at my hunting app. So I think, and like I said, this is just a guess. This is just me guessing, but I think that the deer bed to my right over here, all back in there, and they move across the ridge to the feeding area over here to my left, where them fields are. Because I've gotten a ton of footage of the does and probably button bucks if I really had to guess, but I got a lot of footage of deer moving from looking at the ridge from right to left going towards the field. I mean, maybe, I don't know, Sparky. It's one of those situations where I'm like, I could be right about that. I could be totally wrong, but because, like I said, I mean, I walked the majority of the property a few days ago, and it's just there's not a lot of bedding. There's not a whole lot of bedding area for the deer that is like that's comfortable, because like I said, um, half of the property, like I described earlier, is a big drainage ditch, and then the swamp area on the right, right, and then the other half is this kind of like heavily wooded mountain. Well, not really mountain, heavily wooded hillside. Oh, oh man. It's so quiet back in here. Like, I love it. It's just peaceful. I mean, if I could hear the deer, if I could hear the deer, I'd be able to hear them a mile away. That's how quiet it is back here. Yeah, I would like it if some deer would come by for you guys to see. Who knows? They might come by here next 5 minutes or next 5 seconds. I don't know. But I'm not going anywhere today. Like because I got a late start this morning. I'm going to be staying out here all day until dark. And interestingly enough, where I live in Virginia, it gets dark around 5:30. You might be able to push it to 5:45. Here in northern Pennsylvania, it gets dark at like 4:50. it's definitely an adjustment. An adjustment. This has been a very challenging hunt, but also it's been very fun. Kind of like expanding my, hunting grounds and learning new things, because I'm definitely learning a lot of new things here. And I will say this, I haven't worn my cold gear in a long, long time. I mean, I look like a bear. But the funny thing was, like, wearing all this cold weather gear has been definitely an adjustment as well. So, because I wear my other stuff most of the time because, I don't necessarily need to wear it in Virginia because, you know, in Virginia, Southwest Virginia, where I live, I mean, it really doesn't start to get like really cold until January. And even then, it's a kind of a hit or miss. Yeah, I remember a few years ago during Christmas time, it was, you know, it was below freezing, right? But the year prior to that, around Christmas time, it was like 60 degrees. So, yeah, where I live in Virginia, we can experience all four seasons within a week. Very, very, kind of a normal thing. Hey, Sparky, by the way, is that whole thing with that one gentleman kind of, uh, is that whole thing over, or is he still kind of not being very nice? As I know, I saw that video you posted, and I hate that you had to go through all that frustration with dealing with his bad attitude. It's just him acting like a child, but I hope that he's at least letting it go and hopefully he can move on from it. Okay, yeah. Sorry if y'all can't hear me well. It's not that I'm not trying to be to where y'all can't hear me, but it's seriously, it's so, that's why I got my face so close to the camera, but it's so quiet here. It would not take much for the deer to hear me. Like, it's so quiet, I can literally hear the snow hitting the ground. That's how quiet it is here. So I'm trying to not be too loud. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't really pretend to know a lot about that kind of stuff, but I think the reason why it does sparky is because the leaves are gone and sound can travel more easily. The leaves kind of muffle sound. From my opinion, I could be wrong about that, but I think when the leaves are on the tree, they so the sound doesn't travel nearly as good. And of course, that could be just a bunch of hogwash. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. I've been meaning to go on Richie's live streams, but I haven't had time to. Hopefully, he's doing well. I wonder how thick this ice is. Because I've seriously been like planning and prepping myself for if I do get the chance to harvest a deer. I've kind of been prepping myself mentally for if if a deer comes down the ridge and then into the lake or the pond, I wonder if it'll be enough to where I could walk on it. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know. Honestly, I really have no idea. I would definitely not test it, you know, rashly. But all right, Spark. Delivery. And also, like I said, it's so quiet here. I can hear the it's so quiet here. I can hear the natural gas pumps pumping, um, either pumping it up or I don't know, pushing it through the pipes. I don't really know how it works. I'm not gonna pretend to know how it works, but I can literally hear it just going. It's crazy. There's a lot of gas pumps, natural gas wells in this area of West Virginia. I am kind of, um, I am kind of utilizing the bare minimum amount of gear today. I got my grunt call, and I've got my rangefinder, my rifle, obviously, and my bow. Apparently, and I'm not too far away. Walk away from my truck, probably about a quarter of a mile from my truck. So, if I get too cold or if I get hungry, I do have snacks in there, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to bring those in here. So, if I get hungry, I'll walk out there and eat some, have some snacks. Maybe if I need to recharge my phone and oh, good, sweet. my truck, eat a little snack or something. But the deer have been moving around 2 to 4 o'clock time frame. So who knows? I mean, who knows how long it'll be before they move. But to be fair, this time of day, for the past few days, I've been leaving to go get lunch, but I'm not doing that today. So who knows what will pop up. You know, I was a little worried that the snow would make it way too bright, and I was gonna be like using my sunglasses, but honestly, it's really not that bad. Pretty good. They might be. We'll see. Because, like I said, I'm not sure. Truly, I don't know where they're bedding down. They're definitely not bedding down anywhere in this property. And if they are, I didn't find the bedding area. I did find a lot of tracks out front where, uh, so my wife's great grandmother bought this property back like in, um, like the early 40s or something, because, her husband passed away tragically, but, um, so she bought the property in the early 40s and she put her small house up there. It's no longer in use. But deer, I saw a ton of tracks there yesterday, almost when I snuck out. And I was lucky that I was able to sneak out because I had deer all over me. And it was just so dark. I mean, there could have been a buck in there. I don't know. But it was just so dark. I couldn't see anything, and I didn't want to risk making a bad shot or shooting a doe because I'm not allowed to shoot a doe. I could buy a doe tag, and part of me considered doing that, but I can't. I can't do it on the Pennsylvania Game and Fish app because when you buy, they mail you your tag, which I have my buck tag, but I don't have a doe tag. Oh, nice. Good luck. I really hope you get a real big one. My ears keep popping. So Hanley, where are you hunting? I guess what state are you hunting? You don't have to give me any specific details. And what are you hunting? Animal wise. Oh, this chair I have is comfortable, but after a while, it's not. through your town Wednesday. Yeah, I drove through Morgantown to come to my in-laws' house here in northern Pennsylvania. I don't like going 81 because it's just too much traffic, and on top of that, my wife went home with our son on Sunday morning, and generally it takes about 8 hours. When you take 81, it can actually take 7 hours and 25 minutes because of 81, to where you can travel super fast. But there was a lot of traffic from the season of the holiday season, and she ended up. It took them over 10 hours to get home. She was not happy about that at all. And I guess Hanley, if you like, maybe I can gauge a little bit with this. Are you guys in the rut or post rut right now? Just curious. Because I think, if I remember correctly, and talking to some people that I know, like down, like in deep south, that whitetail hunt, their rut kicks in much later than ours in Virginia. So I'm just wondering if maybe, just maybe, I mean, the deer might not be rutting all that hard right now at all, really. Oh wow, yeah, that's yeah, Sparky, that's definitely a good, fortunate mistake that you missed. So yeah, it's so. I mean, because it's so like it's thick with wooded. It's very wooded here, heavy wooded area, and it's one of those places where it would be very easy to. It would be super easy to accidentally shoot a doe, but hopefully, hopefully I won't have to worry about that. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but I think I actually do hear something this time. It's very heavy footed. It could be somebody walking, because there are hunters that are allowed to hunt in here other than me. But I didn't see anybody in here, so in terms of truck, unless they walked in. But I think I do hear something. I'm gonna give a good grunt call to see what happens. I'm gonna be just a little quiet. So, if you don't hear probably be one of the only times where I think that hunting a tree stand would be an advantage. Because I can't see over this ridge to the right here. Oh man, there's that gas smell again. Oh, stinks. I wonder if that'll help the deer from smelling me. And also the wind just shifted. It was blowing on my face, but now it's blowing from right to left as you guys see it. So it's blowing this way. Which actually isn't bad. Because from the way that things have been going for the past few days, the deer have been coming from the right to the left at the fields. So that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely blowing down the massive drainage ditch that I have in front of me. And I can feel it right now. The temperature just dropped, which is fine with me. I don't get cold anyway. I got antifreeze in my veins. Whiskey blood. Yeah. Well, I drink bourbon personally, but yeah, we can call it that. Yesterday, though, it was really, really, really cold. And I will admit my feet did start to get a little chilly, but not too bad. And it's crazy because the snow falls off the tree limbs and it catches my eye. I'm like, what's that? And I see it's just snow falling from the tree limbs, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't typically get cold hands or feet, but it's one of those situations where you gotta make sure you prep and prepare properly. But sometimes, I mean, some people just get cold hands and feet. Generally speaking, my buddy, it doesn't matter how much prep he does. He says his feet and hands always get cold. It's almost lunch. It's almost 12. It's not lunch for me, but yeah, I don't mind stalking, and it's stalking is a lot more entertaining and less boring. But I don't believe that stalking in this setting with this environment be the best option. Because also, I just don't know what the deer are doing. If I knew more about where the deer would go and what they were doing during the day, I might try to stalk more, but I don't have that much information. Because, stalking requires a lot of knowledge about what the deer are doing in terms of, like, how they operate during the day. And if you don't know where or how to stalk them, you could bump them from their normal routine and then, mess up their routine for a few days. At least from my experience, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't mind stalking in the snow, but like I said, I just don't know what the deer are gonna do. Thanks, Sparky. Appreciate it. Whew. Oh, we just hit an hour on our live stream. Only 5 hours to go until dark. Hopefully, we won't be out here that long, but who knows? I might be out here that long. One of the things that I try to do when I'm hunting, is I try to assume, especially a new area, I try to like plan out where deer might be in like a shooting lane, if you will, and figure out if I'm gonna have to move a lot to get in position, or if I'm gonna have to like free-handed, shoot standing up or without a rest. And I've kind of basically what I'm doing right now, where I'm set up. I have pretty good coverage all around me, but I'm able to, I should be able to use this little tree in front of me as a rest if I need to actually do that. But we'll see what happens. I don't really know exactly what will happen. Because, like I said, they've been moving in front of me on the ridge up top regularly for the past since Sunday, so I'm assuming that that's where they'll be. But my stepdad, who got me into big deer that you don't know exist always ends up being where you don't expect them to be. So I couldn't have a deer just walk right by me and just kind of have to freeze and adjust. So you never know what exactly might happen. I don't know if there is such a thing as too much calling, but hopefully I'm not if there is. I'm gonna try and set you guys up with a nice view. I don't know if this will work though. Well, that doesn't work. Darn tree. Yeah. Gonna try and see if I can get this a little bit better for you guys. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah. Oh no, that stupid tree still in the way. This is definitely a lot harder than it looks. And now I'm probably gonna end up bumping a deer. Alright. Thanks, Sparky. I'll talk to you later. Be safe. everybody in the chat right now or watching. I'm not going to be moving the camera too much now. So just enjoy the beautiful winter weather. Appreciate y'all being here. things here and there. It smells really bad. Phew. Like I said before, it's like a mix between cat pee and rotten eggs. Very gross. Like I said, I'm gonna. Let's see. Oh wow. Good thing we're going back to the truck. My phone's about dead. So yeah, head to the truck and we'll charge the phone up a little bit. Have some lunch. Well, more like a snack, but we'll eat a little bit. And then we'll come back out and sit. See what we can find. I do want to watch up here on the left, because up here on the left is where that 14-pointer has been spotted. So, see what we can find. And if there's nothing up here, then we'll just hop in the truck for a bit and go from there. And I'll give you guys the books. See. So yeah, that's the apparently that 14-pointer's been spotted in this area right through there. But I just don't know. I don't know if I want to sit there or not. Because the 14-pointer has been, he hasn't been spotted in a long time. But maybe I need to mix it up a little bit. Because I've been sitting at the kind of the same spot where the deer have been moving. And who knows, maybe mixing it up a little bit might bring something. I don't know, maybe that might be the move to do. Man, the snow is really deep. It's very deep snow. One of the things that I know for a fact is that there's another guy that hunts the property. He goes up here and hunts. And he hasn't been in here in a few days. I kind of feel guilty if I were to do that, but I don't know, he's not here, so like if he was here it'd be different, you know. I definitely wouldn't hunt up there if I knew he was gonna be here, which I don't. He might be here tonight, I don't know. And I'm pretty sure that is the neighbor that has been given permission to hunt the property. And there's the old barn. That's my wife's grandfather's old barn. But it's Yeah, it's a winter wonderland for sure. All right, let me get this truck unlocked. I'm about to walk up to it. Gotta make sure I don't show me doing something I'm not supposed to on YouTube. God forbid. It is definitely cold though. Let's see if I can get some of the snow off my friggin' leg. Oh man, that's cold. Oh, oh man. Whew. Sorry. Hope y'all enjoyed seeing my hand there for a split second. Yeah, okay. All right, let's. Whew, goodness. It is really cold. Possible ice. Thank you, truck. My truck says that there's a possibility that there could be ice. Oh, oh my goodness. Whew. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I don't know if my Bluetooth is, let me just go ahead and cut it off. There we go. Just want to cut my Bluetooth off so it doesn't mess anything up, because technology has a way of messing things up, and I don't know why. Oh, one of the things I will say that I absolutely love about being up here in the north is Tim Hortons. Okay. Holy crap. I mean, straight up, favorite coffee, 100%, without question. It is my favorite coffee to get out at a fast food joint or whatever, you know, coffee chain. There we go. It's my favorite coffee chain to get. I don't get coffee anywhere else. I make my own coffee. I will say this: Tim Hortons is awesome. Love it. But also, Black Rifle Coffee is the coffee. Boom. They're not paying me. I just know they're good coffee. Oh my gosh, it is so cold outside. It's 26 degrees. All right, I'm gonna have. Before I forget, I need to charge my phone, because that was another big reason why. Reconnecting. Okay. Jeez. There we go. Okay. Add a sticker. What the heck is a sticker? Cool. I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. Anyway, I'm not even worried about that crap. I don't know. This YouTube stuff is kind of like beyond me sometimes. Oh my goodness.
So for everybody who either is tuning in or is in and out, we are doing some Pennsylvania hunting, rifle season. I was in the woods for about an hour, 2 hours. Whew. Well, actually, to be fair, I was in the woods since 10:30. So I've been in the woods for longer than 2 hours. But right now we're back at the truck. I'm getting a little something to snack on. I'm gonna warm up just a little bit because it is chilly. Then I'm gonna head back out and sit until I freeze to death, or until we get a deer. This is really hard to like my freaking pouch. I thought about taking it off, but I really don't feel like putting it back on. It's just because I haven't. I said earlier in the live that I haven't been. I haven't had to wear my cold weather gear like this right here. Like this is like I look like a grizzly bear right now, minus the blaze orange, obviously. But yeah, I haven't had to wear my cold weather gear in a minute because in Virginia, like the coldest it gets thus far, at least for this year, it's only been the coldest it got was 19 degrees, and I was able to layer up, and I was fine with my other gear, so didn't really have to wear this. Hmm. Hmm. Hopefully, this evening will be fruitful. The evening is much more uh, active than the morning time frame. So, looking forward to trying it out again. I truly hope that maybe by some blessing, I'll be able to harvest a buck. See what happens. My feet were getting cold again. But to be fair, my feet are in a foot of snow. So that's the big reason why I think it's getting cold. They're getting cold, or at least part of the reason. I tell you, the most comical thing that could happen right now is me sitting here snacking on food, and then just a buck just walks literally like just right out somewhere in front of me right now. Like, oh, okay. Obviously, the road is that way, so I will not shoot that way. But I mean, if it does happen, which I'll probably get a lot of, I'll probably get a lot of flack from it. But I don't know. It's one of those situations where sometimes I've seriously like so my old house. Um, I've literally walked out on my porch to go hunting, and there was a deer, and I was able to get one right then and there. So it has happened. Crazier things have happened in my life. But it would be so crazy. And like I said, probably catch a lot of flack for it. Oh, you're not really hunting. It's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I was. And I've kind of come to the realization that I'm not going to kill something crazy big here. I mean, maybe that 14 pointer is still in the area. I don't know, but um, my wife's grandfather was telling me that he seems to have disappeared, which makes sense for the bigger bucks. A lot of times with bigger bucks, they tend to go nocturnal. And the sign that I've got from walking the property a few days ago, all back in there, where the deep woods are, the sign suggests that there is a nocturnal buck back there. And I just don't have the time to figure out what he's doing, where he's going. And, because I only have until Thursday realistically, and probably not even Thursday, honestly, because Thursday, if I do hunt Thursday, it'll be like a morning hunt, but most likely Thursday, I'm going to be heading back to Virginia to, take my daughter back to Virginia. She's with her grandparents right now, living life large, enjoying her time, thankfully, which is wonderful. And my in-laws are just tickled to death to get this extra time with her, which I am too. So I'm really happy that that's something that they can, spend some time with her, spend more time with her. But I'm gonna have to go back to most likely go back home to Virginia on Thursday in that ballpark because one, I think that there's supposed to be some more weather, and I don't want to push it because I kind of want to get back home because I do have to work on Friday as well. What's up, people in the chat? How we doing? For everybody also earlier, I wasn't ignoring anybody. I was literally just sitting and listening. So I wasn't by any means trying to ignore anybody. So I do apologize. I don't see any comments, but oh my gosh. I don't know what they put on the Cool Ranch Doritos, but you cannot just eat one. It isn't possible. All right, let's get a little something else to eat. Got a couple of things here to eat. But like I said, it's so earlier in the stream I kind of talked about how I only have so much time to hunt here. I've done all I can in terms of hunting in the morning, but I'm really just this is a evening spot because I have seen deer every day that I've been here since Sunday. Every day towards the evening time. And it's just this is an evening spot. And right now, I really have to kind of stick to what I know because, as I said before, I don't have the time to figure out every little detail about this property. Now, that being said, I am going to come back here for Christmas. If I don't get a deer today or tomorrow, I'm going to come back here for Christmas and I'm going to try my luck with flintlock season. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how that will go. Maybe it'll go good. Maybe it won't. Who knows? It does seem, though, that the deer are moving heavily towards fields. There's not a whole lot of food in the woods, obviously. Partially because there's a foot of snow on the ground. So there's that. I was going to turn the radio on, but I don't know if I'm actually allowed to. Might get flagged. My toes are starting to warm up now. Yeah, the only thing that got cold that has been getting cold is my feet. But that's mainly because there's a foot of snow on the ground. So I also forgot I have a donut in here from Tim Hortons. I don't know how long I'm gonna sit in here. Let's see, 30. Okay. I definitely need to charge my phone though, so it was kind of good to come back here and get a little lunch and take a break and warm up a little bit, or warm my feet up from being popsicles. Had a couple people in the chat tell me earlier that they were heading out hunting, and I hope that they're having success. And if not, hopefully they're enjoying themselves. Like I told my wife, earlier in the day when I was talking to her on the phone, told her I was like, if I don't get anything, it is what it is. It's hunting, but it's also just really wonderful to be out here. I'm very blessed that I get to be out here in, God's creation, and I'm very fortunate that I'm allowed to hunt and that I'm able to hunt. So I always try to make sure I'm, grateful to the good Lord for being so kind to me. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I thought this cheese said it was from Wegmans. And for all you people who don't know what Wegmans is, it will change your life. If you ever see a store that's advertised as Wegmans, I don't even care if you don't need groceries. You still need to go in there and get some. Wegmans is insane. I really wish that we had one near us in Southwest Virginia. Tragically, though, we do not. Me and my wife always joke that we're gonna petition to we're gonna petition them to put one down there, get a bunch of people to sign and be like, we want a Wegmans. Slowly but surely we'll get there. I think at this point we have 5 people that are willing to do it. 5 to go, or 5 down. I don't know how many you need, but probably a lot. We'll say 10,000. 5 down, 10,000 to go. What's up, whoever be in the chat? How are you doing today? Taking a little bit of a break from hunting, just a little bit. I gotta get gas at some point. One thing, gas is much more expensive in Pennsylvania than it is in Virginia. That's a fact. It's funny. I know people who have an abundance of property. I mean, a bunch of property, right? And this isn't a hit on them. This isn't me criticizing them, making fun of them by any means, because quite frankly, I can't really say that if I was given the opportunity, I wouldn't do it. But I know people who have a crazy amount of property and they seriously take their vehicles up there and they just like they park overlooking a massive field that they own. And they just wait. Not that that's what we're doing here right now, but I guess to be fair though, I am kind of watching down here at this bottom to my left. But once my toes are thawed out and I get food in my tummy, I'm gonna head back over there and wait and see what happens. Because who knows? A big 14 pointer might pop up out of nowhere. But I'm definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. I have to stay here as long as possible. Because tomorrow will be my last full day of hunting. And today, I really only got to hunt 3/4 of the day. Because this morning was just a humongous blizzard. So stayed, got up to go, walked outside, and it was just, the snow was just coming down so fast, so hard. It was insane. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't, like, why go out hunting right now? I can't really see anything. And I looked at the weather because I was kind of like, is it going to let up today? And it said it was going to let up around 10 something. And it did let up a little bit, but it's been snowing off and on all day. So, anyway. Oh my goodness. Eat my last cheese stick here. Finish off my bag of chips. I don't know what it is, but I really think it was those. For everybody who doesn't understand or know right now, there are natural gas pumps, wells, whatever you call them. I don't know, but there's natural gas pumps back in there where I'm hunting, and they like every now and again, I guess it seeps out, or I really don't know what happens, but oh my gosh, it smells so bad. And they're like towards the end of me coming back towards the truck for a little bit for a break, I was starting to get a bit of a headache. And I was kind of like, man, am I getting a headache from breathing this gas in or what? I really wasn't sure. I mean, I doubt. At least I hope not. Jeez. Hopefully there's nothing bad about, sitting and breathing it in every now and again. I don't know. Probably not. I'd say I'm fine. I'm gonna cut the heat up just a hair more. So I really do want to kind of dry my legs. They're wet from all the snow. Because I drove in from another part to bring my wife's grandfather some food from earlier in the week, and I drove in here and I've been walking a little bit on the vehicle tracks that I've been using, and that's been helpful. But I can only go so far and do so much. Oh, there's a key cap. I'm not really big on cats, but this cat is kind of funny and cute. it's kind of just been playing in the snow. And yeah, when I came through earlier this morning, it was like running beside me, and it like jumped or pounced, whatever you want to call it, into the snow, and like became flush with the snow, and just like stood there like this, like it was trying to hide from me or something. It was kind of cute, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, cats. I don't like cats. I think I'm slightly allergic to them. All the jokes aside, I think I am. But, you know, nothing that's too serious. Okay. So my phone's charging pretty good right now. It's charging pretty fast. Not like super fast, but fast enough, you know. I'm gonna stay in here for at least probably till 2 o'clock. Because I need my phone to charge, but also, like I said earlier, the deer seem to be moving around 2 o'clock. So I'll just wait till about 2 o'clock, get my phone charged, head back out there. We'll set back up, sit until evening. And with the way it's looking, the way it's looking, we're definitely going to get some more snow. And then, also, you know, it's going to start getting dark. It's going to start getting darker and darker around 4:30. Because I've definitely noticed that that's kind of like, that's the threshold for this place, especially when it's cloudy. 4:30, it starts to really get dim, and you're just kind of at the point where you're like, your eyes are starting to adjust, you know? So. And to be quite honest with you, I wouldn't. That's one of the frustrating parts about hunting. You have to figure out where the deer are going to be and what they're doing. Because deer aren't necessarily going to do the same thing every day. They are a creature of habit, but, you know, I only know what some deer are doing some part of the day. I don't know what all the deer are doing. So, and I did notice yesterday when I was coming out after hunting all day, I was coming out towards the evening portion, and I noticed that deer did make that did travel up this little pass right here. So we'll see what happens there. But right now, we are, I guess for lack of a better term, we're truck hunting. But mainly right now, we're warming up and getting food. But we're still like somewhat hunting right now. And straight up, if I see something in this field over here, well, this opening is not a field, but if I see something in this opening over here pop up and it's a buck, like, there's a 95% chance I'm going to take a chance at going at it. Especially if it's at 14 pointer. Because if it's at 14 pointer, oh, you better believe I'm going to tag him. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people some people jokingly, I'll say, but I really think that some people get really bitter and angry towards people who do hunting like that. Which, personally, me, I'm like, as long as you're not breaking the law, then I'm just kind of like, who can really say anything to you about it? That's how I see it. As long as you're not breaking the law, who cares? And I truly don't know, like, so the first day that I hunted on Sunday, I hunted at a different spot. Like, I was in the same areas or same spot, so to speak, just not in the area that I'm at right now. So I might actually go back to where I was on Sunday so I can watch this little bottom down here. But also, I'll be able to watch the ridge that I've been watching. Because I know for a fact that the deer are using that ridge as a highway to get to this field over here. So, and it seems that the deer yesterday, that I saw the tracks that were over here, they came from this bottom and they went over here to my right, to your left, however it looks in the video, this way. The field's over here. And the deer from down here in this bottom went from the bottom to this field over here. So be wiser to like set up there. That way I'll have more avenues of approach covered, more area covered, because I can see really good the spot that I was in. I can see really good the bottom here on my left and the ridge all at once. So it might make sense to try that out just to see what happens. Who knows? I mean, it might be a good move. Because I could have like legitimately missed out yesterday on the opportunity of getting a deer. I just sat in a different spot. So sometimes you just got to mix it up because you never really know what the deer are going to do. I would argue sometimes, or most of the time, you can figure out what they're doing, but if they decide to, like, for whatever reason, change up their plan, like, you can straight up just get skunked. And that's happened to me before. The deer do whatever they do for whatever reason, and then I'm like, where the heck are the deer? And they don't show up where I know that they've been. And sometimes it just happens. That's the way it happens. I'm gonna eat my donut now that I forgot that I had. I will have to go get my chair though. But that won't be too hard to do. I mean, it's not that far if I decide to move. I'll have to go get my chair and my I also left my little my tripod for my camera up for you guys. Because I'll tell you one thing, I've definitely, like, I like to say I'm getting better, but getting hunting and filming yourself is one of the most difficult things that I've had to learn how to do. like all jokes aside, I mean, these guys that do it, like I get why some guys they get a camera guy to go hunting with them. I totally get it at this point. It's understandable, and it's pretty crazy adjusting. And the people, so there's a channel that I watch. I'm sure most of you guys that are, either watching this or are swinging by with this hunt, or at least maybe some of you do, I don't know. But I watch the Hunt in Public, and there's this one guy on there that he does a lot of hunts by himself, and holy crap, like he's got it figured out. He has got it figured out. Oh, it's so pretty up here. Get a little hot now, but my feet are still cold. I roll my window down a little bit, and you can just see the heat wave going out of the truck. So over here to my left is actually my wife's great grandmother's trailer, because she like I talked about this earlier. She her great grandmother, her husband, so her great grandfather, tragically passed away in a logging accident, and apparently, according to my father-in-law, she got a $500 life insurance policy, and that was it. I mean, we say that was it now, but this was like pre-World War II time frame. So $500 was a big it was quite different pre-World War II than it is now. But like I said, she took the money and she purchased this property that I'm hunting on, which is 90 acres, and this is where her she put her trailer that she lived in for years. She raised my wife's grandfather and her aunt, or great aunt. Yeah, great aunt. Sorry. Well, yeah, yeah, her aunt, or I don't know. Anyway, yeah, great aunt. Jeez, having a brain fart there. I'm trying to sit there and think about the family tree. Yeah, her great aunt, and they grew up, and they made it work, which is crazy because it's like the trailer is still here, and it's still looks a little dingy, but truthfully, it looks pretty solid still, all things considering. I really don't know how to like tell if one isn't or is, but give y'all a little bit of a change of scenery instead of looking at me. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. That's cool. Oops, sorry. My bad. Whew. It's hard to think though, like the fact that back pre World War II, it's crazy to think that you could purchase 90 acres for $500. It's absolutely mind boggling because I would love to purchase property where I live with my family and build a home, but it's just everybody knows right now with the way the market is, it's not really a plausible thing. Unless I somehow win the lottery. But I'm not upset by that. I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed. I've I have a wonderful, nice home that is more than adequate for me and my family. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself on that. Wishing for I wish I had 100 acres and blah 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 blah. Sometimes we just got to take a step back and count our blessings and realize how blessed we are, because some people don't have a quarter of what others have, and some people don't even have more than that. Some people don't have anything at all. So, got to be real grateful. Truthfully, I'm kind of thinking back. I would really like to be able to get a deer today, so that I could, possibly look at leaving tomorrow. Because my daughter, she's kind of homesick and she really wants to go home. And she knows exactly what to say to me to get me to just give in. I'm kind of at the point where I'd really like to harvest a buck and just get it squared away, and that way we can go home tomorrow. Because she's a little homesick. She's very grateful and happy to be with her grandparents, but she just gets homesick. She's very, she loves her home, which is good. I'm glad. But I'm going to hopefully here, I'm going to let my phone charge for a bit longer. And then, let's see, what's that right now? 41%. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll let it charge for a bit longer so that I can do a little bit longer of a live stream for you guys. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I realize it's not like action packed like all the other live streams, but it's funny because my wife, I tell her, I'm going out hunting, and I go out hunting, and I come back, and I don't, I didn't kill anything or I didn't get anything. And she just kind of looks at me like all like question, like, what do you mean? Why not? And I'm like, well, I just, it didn't happen today, or I just, I let deer walk, whatever the case may be. And she just doesn't understand that. And it's funny because people who don't hunt, especially to the extent that I hunt every year, as often as I'm able to. And it's just interesting that people who don't hunt kind of just assume that you just walk out in the woods and there's a deer, and sometimes that is the case. Like, I've had that happen before, believe you me. But sometimes, the majority of the time, you are truly not going to see deer some days. Like, I remember when I was younger, I don't know why, maybe it was because I just wasn't as skilled a hunter at the time, but when I was younger, I would go days without seeing a deer. And it just comes, with, learning and developing your skills as a hunter. And you just really have to figure out what the deer are doing, what they're not doing. And you have to figure out where you need to be. Because it's not about, it's a lot of people. I think this is a very interesting thing that a lot of people, especially hunters that are either seasoned or getting to the point where they're seasoned hunters. It's not about going where the deer are. It's not about being where the deer are coming from. or where they're going to be. It's about going where the deer are going to end up. You need to make sure that you are going to be where the deer are going to end up. And sometimes sometimes you can't. I mean, I get it. But a lot of times, if you can figure out where the deer are going to end up, you're most likely going to be very successful. I mean, I would bet my paycheck on that 100%. You know, if you can figure out where they're going to end up, that's where you're going to get to harvest a deer. But like I said, so it's not, you know, it's not just a go into the woods and the deer pop up, because deer, like I said, are very are creatures of habit, and a lot of times deer are similar to how people are. People don't like to be uncomfortable. People don't like to, you know, go through difficult terrain features, which is why right now, you know, especially with there being snow on the ground, the deer are, you know, one right now, the deer, they're looking for food. They need food, and you need to find food source, especially for bucks, because right now I'm pretty sure here in northern Pennsylvania we're in the post rut, and the bucks are looking for food because they've been running around chasing does, and they're exhausted, they're tired, they're hungry, there's just all this stuff that's going on, and you have to figure out where the food source is and also a water source, which I'm actually really good there because I am hunting over a small pond. So I do have the water source taken care of. Now the water is frozen, but there is water sources that they can access. So I'm in the right area. But the tragic part is with this area, I can't really hunt the field. That's kind of the big issue right now. I'm not allowed to hunt the field. And I'm going to tell you right now, if I could hunt the field, I would almost guarantee, if I could hunt a section of that field and I could set up near it, or at least right off of it, and hunt out of it, I guarantee you I would be able to harvest a buck tonight. I would almost 100% I bet my truck on it. Like, I seriously be able to harvest one, because like I said, that's where the deer are going. All the deer are flocking and heading towards that cornfield that's above on the top of the ridge that I'm hunting out of. They're all using that ridge as a highway to get to that cornfield. So it's not necessarily a bad setup, but if I could hunt that cornfield, oh my goodness, I would have my pick of what I want to do. But like I said, I can't hunt it because my wife's grandfather doesn't own it. So not a big deal, though. It is what it is, and I'm fine with it. Like I was saying earlier, I was kind of wanting to put some music on, but I feel if I put music on, I'm gonna get hit with a what do you call it? A strike on my thing, on my live stream thing, for, you know, having music, which I think is absolutely silly. Because, you know, God forbid if you're playing, you know, a song by an artist, you know, who didn't give you permission to play it, because, you know, it's not like it's free advertisement or anything, the way I see it. But I don't know, maybe there's something to that. But whatever, it is what it is. Not gonna dwell on it too much. Oh man, Andrew Wilson has got his that's right, his debate with that Shapiro guys today at 2. Oh man, I'm doing my live and I'm not. Oh man, I would love to watch that. Bummer. Yeah. And there's Andrew. He is live right now. Oh my goodness, I really want to watch that. Might just truth. I think I might actually. I really want to listen to Andrew Wilson and this Shapiro guy. I might actually end the live stream so I can watch that and let my phone charge, and then head back out here in about 30 minutes. I had a good almost 3 hour. Goodness gracious, I had almost a 3 hour stream. That's not too bad. I'm not too upset by that. I'm grateful for it. And like I said, sometimes I totally get it because I'm the same way. If I come across something that's boring, I'm like, forget that. So I get it. This is only for certain people. I get it. Anyway, guys, I think I am gonna end it here. So my phone can charge, but also because I want to watch that debate with Andrew Wilson and that Shapiro guy. And plus, I'm gonna have a video out of this hunt. I've got lots of stuff that I've recorded, so I'm going to get that out whenever I get the opportunity, and hopefully by some blessing from the good Lord, I'll be able to harvest a beautiful buck. If not, that's how it goes. That's why it's called hunting. You don't always get what you want. You don't harvest things all the time, or at least I don't. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody being here for the live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up on this video, on this live stream, whatever. But thanks again. If you guys are hunting out there, all the hunters that were in the chat earlier, I hope you have a safe and successful hunt. Make sure you're just staying safe out there and just enjoy yourselves. And everybody else who came by who doesn't hunt, I appreciate your time. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys on the hunt. Hopefully, it'll be a good one. So, see you guys later.